We're here with the beautiful dear brother Saul David Raye.
By the Ganga.
What an amazing place to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
From Kauai to Ganga.
That's right. Oh. So, Saul, I know that you use your voice and your platform as a well-known figure in the yoga community to serve as an activist, as a sacred activist for peace and for Mother Earth. So what's on your heart to share in honor of peace today?
Peace. Well, thank you. You know, we all have to do our best, you know, and we live in such a, you know, I think it's always a powerful time. So,
Type in your name.
The only way that we can manifest peace in our world is when we have enough peace within. And it's kind of the yogic, you know, formula throughout time and in every sacred tradition. Because the universe is within each of us, and we are creating our collective through all the individual resonance and frequency. So we live in a time where, at least in this time period, there's been war pretty much every day for at least 5,000 years or so, you know, and we look out at our world, and even though there's so much beauty and so many amazing things happening, there's just this current of oppression and violence and separation, and it's really disheartening, except that when we really reach a moment where we know that we have to do something about that, and we know that we are in some way connected to all of this, and at least we have to try. Okay? So luckily for us, there's these ancient traditions that have incubated these practices for millennia. I believe personally before this age, you know, there's some you know, teachings that would allude to that. But we have access to this incredible body of sacred wisdom, whether it be here in India or in the Americas or other places. And that holds the technology of peace. And it holds the technology of love, the frequency. I'm actually feeling goosebumps right now sitting here with you. And we were talking earlier about, or you were talking about the Himalayan transmission and mantras specifically. There are practices for peace in all traditions, whether it be Christian, Muslim, Hindu, Jewish, all of our traditions. And this is the time more than ever that we have to come together to really understand that only we can create peace. We can't wait for politicians. We can't wait for anyone else to do it. We are creating this earth together. And specifically in regard to mantra and sacred sound technology, everything is sound in this universe, this one poem, one song, which is what that means, right? And we know through our physics, through our science, that everything literally is vibrating. It's just that we haven't caught up to that in our software that we're running here. We're still operating with our everything is in separation software. But really we know here that everything is connected, and we know through our science. So the mantra works as a way to reattune us, like a musician will tune their instrument, to tune us back to those cosmic frequencies, those higher frequencies, so that we can begin to vibrate in a different way. And there's so many levels to mantra, you know, about healing and beginning to clear these old patterns. But peace is really about finding that place within us, that desire for peace, and to serve that peace, and then to be able to begin living in that way that we are creating that reality. Yeah.
One of the things that I admire the most about you, and honestly the reason that I come to your class when I have the opportunity, is really it's just to hear the sound of your voice. because the sound of a man's voice that is so dropped into the heart is such a rare vibration on this earth that just hear the sound of your voice is amazingly healing for us. And I would like, this is my personal question to you, like, how did you do that? Please teach the brothers how to resonate that much love.
Yeah. Well, you're very kind. Thank you. Honestly, I don't know how to answer that other than I think we all have, everyone is unique. Why are unique? Right? We're all unique. We're all different aspects or vibrations of the one. We're all channels. I call it soul nadis, right? It's my email address, but I won't say which server. So, my journey through music was, my father was a musician.
Your father was a musician?
Yeah, jazz musician. Okay. And I grew up in a recording studio from about the age of 14 to 22 as an engineer, kind of producing. And I really always wanted to play and kind of, be a pop star, whatever that was when I was young. But then one day, and I started yoga when I was in my late teens. And that all fell apart because that was totally unsustainable. And the universe redirected me. And I came to India. And this was where I first heard kirtan and bhajans. And I realized what had been missing before, which was God and spirit, in a way that at least touched my heart. And I just began to chant as my own personal practice. I started with Buddhist mantras. My first teacher was a Buddhist yogi. And that turned into the more Hindu mantras. And so in that chanting, I feel like I first connected with my own voice, where I could be comfortable with it. Because before, when I would hear my voice on tape, it actually freaked me out because I didn't know, it didn't resonate. You
said tape, just so you know, that totally ages us,
I just aged me. Yeah, so in the 80s, the 19. And 22-inch.
Yeah, I know.
24
I know.
So just the practice of chanting, and this is the gift for all of us, because we all have the vak, the shakti in our own voice. And we may not sing like Whitney Houston or whoever, but we all have a power and healing frequencies in our voice that as we unlock that through mantra practice, the planets begin to speak and resonate through us in a healing way. And so for me, if I have any healing power in my voice at all, it's through mantra and through just the grace of my teachers and that energy that flows through.
Yeah.
And then the only thing that's ever really made sense to me was the heart, to somehow find my way here. And so kind of that confluence of voice and sound, which I want to just share something I learned from Shamdas, one of my teachers.
Please, yeah.
Good friend, about the definition of mantra.
A great Bhakti yogi.
Yeah, he was. Really just a unique soul.
Yeah.
So we might, there's many ways we might translate these really powerful multi-dimensional terms like mantra, right? So we might say in a simple way, manas, mind, tra, like could be technique or instrument, right? So instrument for the mind, something like that. But he used to share one that he used to say, manas also can mean heart. So we get into this idea of heart, mind, the one word that means two things, and we think, how could it be both? Because they're so different, but they're really not, right? They're two polarities of the same energy. So I think of it like a figure 8, and when our heart mind is in resonance, that there's this beautiful flow in our being, which is actually the natural flow, because we are naturally whole. We are naturally to flow like Ganga in our mind and heart and body. And then tra also can mean, I believe I'm not a Sanskrit scholar, but the word tram is something about like to liberate or to protect. But he gave that meaning as that which liberates and protects the heart and mind. And also that which can carry the heart and mind across, like a raft. And that part to me was always so important because it meant that I am intrinsically one. My heart and my mind, my thoughts. I just have to kind of bring my thoughts on pilgrimage to my heart, bring my mind to my heart, which is the yoga of every day. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you know, I'm grateful to always share and teach, and when I'm doing that, I try to put my little self aside enough that just to be a channel for whatever wants to come through. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that's hard, you know, as a teacher, because you know, I never know what's going to happen, which is also the magic in it. I'm not there to just, you know, which is also good, you know, depending on what we're teaching. But for me, I just want to create a space in which people can come home to themselves. Really.
You do that so beautifully, and I think that's one of the things that I've learned from you as a teacher, that you're really there just to facilitate an experience and never to like push an agenda. And I think that's what we're looking for in a practice space, is just that opportunity, like you said, to come home to ourselves.
Right, there are different spaces that are all needed.
Yeah.
So depending on the context, yeah, for sure.
But, you know, for all of our listeners and watchers who are going to take part in this Mantras for Peace wisdom gathering, this medicine of finding our own voice and using our voice to express the love that is buried in our hearts. Often for us it's buried underneath piles and piles of various baggages and traumas. And to share that voice for peace. By doing it ourselves, it automatically resonates through every part and particle of existence. And, you know, you can hear on the tone of someone's voice whether they're in love or not. And we give ourselves that opportunity every day, every time we open our mouth, to use our Vak Siddhi, the power of our speech, you know. So I just want to, you know, again, really honor you for every time I've ever heard you open your mouth, even if it's to ask for a cappuccino or a chai or whatever. You know, you carry that vibration of love in your voice. And thank you for bringing that medicine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So beautiful.
This is great. It's going to be a beautiful project. And the only thing I wanted to just pick up on that you said is that we all do have a natural connection to sound, and it's not about, you know, leading kirtans or performing, or, you know, that's the beauty of the sadhana of our practice. If you're moved to, inspired by this course or wherever, to just have your own practice, you sing, and you sing for the love of singing, or you chant in your car, you put mantras in your car, in your house, and we actually do that practice to reconnect us. And you watch the magic, like those of us that are doing yoga classes or kirtans, that first om, or that first sound, how everything comes into resonance. And that's the power in every moment. Like we could even just speak right now to each other with that awareness of heart and connection. And then immediately there's a deeper mantra happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, thank you, Anandra, and your team for everything that you're doing to really spread this beautiful message of healing sound, sacred sound that connects us all in this really scary and powerful time, that we all can come together as one voice for peace. Namaste. Thank you. Yeah.